Fact, most people that are doing a high protein diet, carnivore diet, keto diet, high protein, low carb diet, whichever version you're doing, the likelihood you're doing it wrong is roughly, I'm going to just based on data, about 95%. So 95% of us, including me, that have done any form of a high protein, low carb diet of any shape or size have been doing it wrong. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern Brand. We're a gut health company. I am a recovering fat person. I like to research the data. So before you leave a mean comment down below, hear me out, okay? So if you go do the research, go look at this stuff on your own. Don't listen to the bald, ugly guy on social media. Go research this on your own. Type in protein to fiber ratio, and you'll find that the optimal way to lose fat long-term for weight loss is to have 1 gram of fiber for every 3 to 4 grams of protein. Away from that research, once again, the protein to fiber ratio research, most of the medical schools that I've seen with weight loss, that's teaching how to effectively do weight loss, is saying protein plus adequate amounts of fiber plus a calorie reduction is the key to weight loss long term, not protein plus calorie reduction. Okay, so even the medical schools are agreeing with this, and what I'm going to explain will work with whatever diet version you're doing. Okay, so there's 5 primary reasons you want to do 1 gram of fiber for every 3 to 4 grams of protein. And by the way, what I'm going to explain to you isn't going to kick you out of ketosis. It's not going to spike your glucose and insulin. You're not going to have an increase in net carbs, okay? It'll just make your high protein diet more effective, right? So here are the 5 reasons you want a high amount of fiber going into your protein and with your protein. Acknowledging up front, not all fiber is the same. I will explain that in a minute, okay? So here's number 1. A high fiber diet is going to help your body respond to insulin more effectively, meaning it's going to be conducive to insulin sensitivity and improving insulin signaling. Number 2, it's going to help you burn fat, not just lose weight. You want to look better. You don't want to just shrink. So you want to focus on fat loss. A high fiber diet with a high protein diet is more conducive to that. Number 3, a lot of fiber, the right type of fiber. Once again, fiber is not all the same. It can significantly improve your signaling to your brain, telling you you're full and satisfied. This is coming from bacteria type like Akkermansia, F. prausnitzii, Klebsiella, gut compounds like short chain fatty acids, butyrate. It'll literally affect the signaling going to your brain. Number 4, a high fiber diet is supportive of healthy inflammatory responses. Obviously, inflammation throughout the body is conducive to metabolic issues. Okay, so when you have low inflammation or just healthy inflammatory responses, because the body's going to have some form of an inflammatory response. If those are normal inflammatory responses, that's conducive to weight loss. And then last but not least, number 5, a high fiber diet is going to strengthen the gut barrier. A weak and damaged gut barrier is conducive to low-grade systemic inflammatory responses. It is conducive to more cravings, more hunger, worse satiety, and it's not conducive to burning fat. It's conducive to fat storage. So it's going to make it more difficult. Okay. All right. So we're going to nerd out for just a few minutes. A high protein, low fiber diet is consistent with what's called a proteolytic metabolism. A high fiber diet, adequate amounts of fiber with adequate amounts of protein, is conducive to a saccharolytic metabolism. By the way, it's protein plus fiber that's optimal for a saccharolytic metabolism, not just fiber by itself, just so everybody knows, okay? So a proteolytic metabolism is going to do basically 5 things. Ready? 1, it's going to cause low-grade inflammation. 2, it's going to cause a weak gut barrier. 3, it's going to cause poor insulin sensitivity. It's going to disrupt hunger hormones. And last but not least, it's going to cause more cravings over time. All right, so a proteolytic metabolism is great short-term, but over long-term, your cravings and stuff come back. And your insulin response starts to be reduced, and you have a tendency to be storing more fat and find it more difficult to lose fat. Okay, so that you can go research that. Just type in proteolytic metabolism, what causes it, type in fiber, and do a little research. Okay, then you have a saccharolytic metabolism. All right, so here are the 5 reasons that a saccharolytic metabolism is best, which is protein with adequate amounts of fiber. 1, it's going to be conducive to low inflammatory responses. 2, a strong gut barrier. 3, better insulin sensitivity and better insulin signaling. 4, stable hunger signals. You feel hungry when you need to eat, and you're not hungry when you don't need to eat. And last but not least, it's going to make your system more efficient for fat burning. This approach, this saccharolytic metabolism approach, is not as fast out the gate as the proteolytic metabolism plan, but it is definitely a long-term plan for what you want to maintain and continue to lose fat over time for optimal weight loss. All right, so let's cover the basics. The problem a lot of people are going to have with a high fiber diet is, one, trying to get that out of food volume is very, very difficult. For somebody like me to get it from apples, for example, if I'm trying to get, say, 35 grams of fiber, I'm probably gonna need to eat like 8 apples a day and a whole bunch of sweet potatoes and a whole bunch of broccoli. I mean, I probably need like 4 pounds of broccoli to get to 35 to 45 grams. I mean, it's a lot. So trying to get it out of food, though food is a great option, is very difficult, especially if you're on a high protein diet and you're trying to be on a calorie reduction. It can be difficult. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be getting it from food. Food is your number one top source. But after that, it can be very difficult. Number two, not all fiber is the same. Just like at the fuel pump for your car, there's low grade, medium grade, high grade. I would argue a very high grade, effective type of fiber for this type of protein to fiber ratio is going to require a very tolerable, very stomach friendly fiber. You're gonna need a premium fiber. And then you need something that is going to hit the mark for what you're trying to do. Remember, if you're taking fiber, you want something that's going to optimize your gut, your microbiome for the right bacteria types. It's going to strengthen the gut barrier. It's going to restore healthy inflammatory responses. And it sure as hell should be also improving metabolism. And it should have the clinical research to support that. Okay, so those are the requirements. So the product I would suggest, obviously I'm going to suggest a product. This is what we created for people like me, okay, is Ultimate Fiber. Okay, so Ultimate Fiber has 15 grams of fiber per serving. It is highly tolerable. So in the research studies, for any of the 3 clinically studied ingredients in the blend, this is a premium fiber. It's affordable. I'll explain that in a minute. Says that individually, each of these fibers can be taken 20 grams to 50 grams a day, very tolerably, okay? And by the way, if you look at the product page, by all means, just call bullshit on me. I would. And click on the research. We're providing full research. You can click on each individual ingredient. You can go research it, and you can find this out for yourself. You can click on the research studies. You can see where the ingredients come from, all of that stuff, okay? So highly tolerable. It is a fermentable, soluble fiber. So here's the cool thing about this. This fiber skips the small intestine. It is going straight into the colon. It is in the colon, slow fermentation through the colon and bacteria in the colon that has the most impact on satiety. It's not your stomach and small intestine. It's actually your large intestine, your colon, okay? So this hits that mark. There's no sweeteners, no flavors, there's no junk in it. There's literally not even any other ingredients. There's no fillers. It's the cleanest fiber I can possibly give you, okay? It's not going to cause you to have a glucose spike, an insulin spike. It's not going to screw your net carb ratios. It's going to absolutely help with the gut barrier, inflammatory responses, and all that. Basically speaking, you've got 3 different forms of ingredients. The highest one is called Nutrios. It comes out of France. It's 10.5 grams per serving. This has significant improvements in the metabolism. The data supports that. Number 2, you've got Inavia, which is a pure acacia. It's 5 grams per serving, absolutely supports the metabolism. The data supports that. And last but not least, you get Solnul. And Solnul, once again, also is going to help with stuff like it's going to help reduce free fatty acids, which is the precursor to insulin resistance, right? It has tons of benefits for significantly boosting bifidobacterium in the colon, Akkermansia. We're hitting all the key bacteria types, short chain fatty acids, an extremely good product, very affordable. So if I take 3 scoops of this a day, if I buy it, it's like $3.13 a day in fiber. So compare that to a protein bar that's like $2.15, whatever, to $3 for 1 protein bar. It's a good deal. Now, not all of you need that much fiber, but if you're looking for a great fiber product, Ultimate Fiber. You're welcome. Bye.